Her head is on my lap. She is not moving. She is dead. Her hair is soft and brown. I brush it slowly. I used to brush her hair before. I can't believe it. She is dead. How can this be? Is it possible? She is so young. She is only 17. Does this mean she will never talk to me again? Does this mean I will never see her again? My tears fall on her beautiful face. Her moon-like face is scratched. She looks like she is sleeping, but she is not. She is dead. She is my sister. She is only 17. They killed her. They hanged her because she was beautiful, because she was in love, because she wanted to be free. She was 1 year younger than me. Everyone thought we were twins. Her name was Zeba. I still remember that day. The rope, the anger, the hate, the pain, the sadness. It has been 42 years, but my heart still cries every night.
My name is Sama. This is the story of my painful past. Let's go back to many years ago. I grew up in a small town. We lived in a quiet house full of laughter. We had a normal life. We were in the middle, not rich and not poor. But we were very happy. We were a big family. I had several younger brothers and sisters. One of my sisters was 1 year younger than me. Her name was Zeba. Everyone thought we were twins. Zeba was very beautiful. She had fair skin and brown hair. Her big hazel eyes and full lips caught everyone's attention. She was very lively and cheerful. With her laughter, dancing, and singing, she filled our home with joy. Every morning when we walked to school, boys followed us. But we didn't care. We were young, wild, and free. Life was bright and beautiful for us. We didn't understand anything about sadness or pain. We thought those days would never end. But then, the sky changed, the colors disappeared, and the world turned gray. People started whispering about protests, about revolution, about change. We were too young to understand what change really meant. Until one morning, everything was gone. The laughter, the songs, the freedom. We were told to hide our hair, to wear dark clothes, to silence our music, to silence ourselves. The bright dresses went into boxes, hidden, forgotten. The songs were replaced with silence. And my reflection no longer looked like me. They said it was a new beginning. But for us, it was the end of everything we knew. Our world became quiet and cold. We used to sing together at home and at school. We used to laugh loudly. We used to wear bright clothes and dance with our hair in the wind. But now we had to cover our hair. We had to wear long, dark clothes. We had to hide our hair under big, thick scarves. The scarves were heavy. They were hot. But we had no choice. If a girl's scarf moved and a little bit of her hair was visible, she could be punished. All the people in the streets wore dark and loose clothes. Everyone had to follow the orders of the new government. You could no longer hear music from any house or car because music had been banned. Everywhere there was only the sound of mourning. Everything felt heavy. Everything felt wrong. And deep inside, I knew our happy world was gone. We were no longer free. We were no longer ourselves. 2 years after those dark days, a war began. It was a big war, a sudden war, a war between our country and the country next to us. We lived in a border town, and we had to leave our city and our home. We had to leave everything we loved behind. We took our suitcases. We moved to another city, new city. We were safe, but we were not happy because we had nothing. We had no home, no furniture, no money. We only had our lives and one small suitcase with a few clothes and old photos inside. We started our new life in old, worn-out apartments that were given to the immigrants. It was empty. It was dusty. There was no bed, no chairs, not even a light bulb. But still, it felt like a palace. It was a home. We started to clean. We put old blankets on the floor. That was our carpet. That was our new life. At night, we sat together. There was no TV. There was no music. We didn't have a big dinner, but we were still happy that we were all alive. We remembered the happy times. We talked about family gatherings, singing, dancing, and playing with our friends. Sometimes we cried. Life was no longer easy. After many months of pain, life slowly became brighter again. We started school again. We went to a new school in the new city. Soon, we made new friends. I was in my last year of high school. I thought about my future every day. I wanted to go to university. We were building a new life with empty hands, but hearts full of dreams. One rainy day, we were coming back from school. The rain was heavy. It fell hard and cold. We had no umbrella. Our clothes were wet. Our shoes were full of water. We were cold. We were tired. We waited at the bus stop, huddling ourselves to stay warm. Then a car stopped in front of us. The window opened. A calm voice said, "Girls, do you want a ride home?" Ziba and I looked at each other. We were not sure. We felt afraid, but we were cold and tired. So we said yes. We got in the car. A clean car. A warm car. The driver was polite. He was quiet. He was kind. He didn't ask questions. He didn't look at us the wrong way. He just said, "I saw you in the rain. I wanted to help." He took us home. We said thank you. We felt confused. Not bad, not good, just strange. A few days later, we saw the same car again, the same man, the same smile. He said, "Come in." And we did. After that, he came almost every day. He waited for us at the same place. He was eagerly waiting for us. Little by little, we started to understand. His looks were not just friendly anymore. He was kind to both of us. But when he talked to Ziba, his eyes were different, softer, brighter. I was always close to Ziba. I knew her well, and I was the first to see the truth. When I brushed her hair, we secretly talked about him. Ziba said she thought she had fallen in love. At night, when we turned off the light and lay under the blankets, we whispered to each other. We talked about him. We talked about the way he looked at her. We laughed softly like children with a secret. She was thinking about him. She was dreaming. Then one day it happened. He told Ziba the truth. He said he liked her. He said his heart was not quiet anymore. He asked her if she felt the same. And Ziba, with her shining eyes, said yes. His name was Kaveh. He was young, kind, and respectful. He always looked clean. He always spoke softly. When he talked, we listened. When he smiled, we felt safe. Kaveh had a good job. He went to university. His family was noble and kind. Everything about Kaveh gave us hope. After so much pain, we finally saw something good. We were happy. We felt that maybe, just maybe, life could still be beautiful. Months passed. Summer came. The air was warm. Kaveh and Ziba had a small engagement party. Ziba was very happy, and she became more beautiful every day. A few days later, Kaveh came to our home. He asked my mother if Ziba could come to his sister's birthday party. My mother looked at him. She was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "Bring her home early. Don't be late." She touched Ziba's shoulders gently. She fixed her dress, and she said, "Take care of yourself, my daughter." That night, we waited for Ziba. We didn't sleep. We couldn't. My mother and I sat in silence. We looked at the clock again and again. Midnight passed. 1, 2. Still no Ziba. We had no phone. We had no car. We could only wait. Our hearts were full of fear. My mother and I stayed awake all night. In the morning, I ran outside. I went to a shop where I could use the phone. I called Kaveh's house. His sister answered. Her voice was tired. Her voice was afraid. She said, "We don't know where they are. Kaveh left with Ziba, and he never came back." When I heard the news, it felt like my heart stopped. It was like the world around me suddenly went silent. I didn't want to believe it. It felt like a bad dream. My hands were shaking, and my mind couldn't understand what just happened. With shaky leg, I went home and told my mother the terrible news. She sat down and covered her face. She cried. We went to the police. We had no other choice. We waited for hours. We begged. We cried. And then they told us the truth. The police had arrested Ziba and Kaveh. When Kaveh was driving Ziba home, the morality police stopped their car. Because they weren't officially married, they were arrested. My mother said, "They are engaged." She begged, "Please let my daughter go." But they said, "Bring the marriage papers." I cried and said, "Please let her go. They are not married, only engaged." They said they must go to court. This news shook our lives like an earthquake. Everyone was angry. There was hate and fear. We felt hopeless. We felt weak. We didn't know what to do. Our small house felt like hell. Ziba was in trouble. Ziba, my sweet, kind sister, was now in prison. I had often seen people whipped in the street for the same crime. Oh my God, if they whip Ziba too, what will I do? I cannot bear it. God, help us. A few days later, Kava was released, but Ziba, she was still in prison. They refused to let her go. Kaveh was very sad. He felt ashamed. He said sorry many times. He asked my mother to forgive him.
We went to the police again and again. We asked, we begged, we cried. Every time the answer was the same. No. Wait. There is a delay. There is a problem with the papers. We went to the prison many times. Our hearts were full of fear and hope. We stood behind the tall doors. We waited for someone to say, "You can visit her." But the answer was always the same. No visits are allowed. We asked why. We begged. And the answer they gave us felt like a knife in our hearts because she tried to escape. We could not believe it. Our Ziba, kind, gentle Ziba, how could she escape from tall walls and heavy iron bars?
We, standing outside the closed doors, could do nothing. We could only cry. We were angry. We were tired. We were broken. Our house was full of pain. My father shouted. He blamed my mother. He said, "You let her go. It's your fault." And my mother, she cried alone. I heard her tears at night in bed. And me, I was burning inside. I couldn't stop thinking about Ziba. Was she hungry? Was she scared? Was someone hurting her? I didn't want to imagine. I was going crazy. 2 long months passed. Then finally, my parents went to the capital city. They found high officials. They told our story again. And this time, they came back home with something in their hands. Ziba's release order. We all cried, but this time we cried with joy. We were shaking, we were smiling, we couldn't believe it. I started counting minutes. I dreamed of that moment when she would walk through the door, when I would hold her tight, when we would lie in bed again and talk all night long, share secrets, laugh quietly like before. Sisters, always. We gave the letter to the court. Our hands were shaking, but we were full of hope. We waited for the answer. We thought they would say, "Come, your daughter is free." But what came was not freedom. It was an earthquake, a disaster, a pain too big for words. They called us. A cold, empty voice said, "Come and take your daughter's body." I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. I felt lost. I kept whispering, "This can't be true. This can't be true." But no one answered. Our Ziba, our beautiful, kind, smiling Ziba, was dead. They had hanged her quietly, secretly. Even with the paper that said she was free, they killed her. Maybe to hide their shame, maybe to silence her forever. When we received her body, she looked like an angel, but her body was full of wounds. Her neck was black from the rope. Her hands, her chest, full of scratch marks, cuts. She had fought. She had suffered. She had been hurt. And no one came to help her. I washed her body with my own hands.
I put the white cloth around her. My lips shook. My hands were ice. I brushed her beautiful hair. She always liked me to do that. I was crying and sang the song she loved.
Even in death, they still controlled us. They said, "You cannot cry for her. You cannot bury her in the city." They forced us to take her far away, to a lonely village, to a forgotten place with no name, no grave, no voice. They wanted her name to disappear. I said goodbye to her and whispered, "My dear sister, forgive me. I was too weak. I couldn't save you." After her, I also died. She died in one way, and I died in another. I didn't just lose my sister. I lost my other half, my best friend, my secret keeper. She was part of me. But my pain is not just about losing her. My pain is about the injustice, the cruelty that killed her, and the cruelty that still hurts so many others like her. It has been 42 years since that dark year. At night, I fall asleep thinking of her, and in the morning, I wake up with her in my mind. Every time I look in the mirror at my gray hair, I ask myself, what would Zeba look like if she were alive now? My dear friends, please share your thoughts about this story in the comments. To hear our next and previous stories, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Your support means so much to me. Thank you.